Hi everyone! Today we are going to explain to you how to play 1942 USS Yorktown by Looping Games. 1942 USS Yorktown is a game suited for ages above 12, from 1 to 4 players, with an approximate duration of 30 minutes. The main goal in the game is to defeat Shoho before the time runs out. Setup. First of all, place the game board in the middle of the table and put the search and impact tokens at 0 value at their corresponding indicators. Place 4 action cards next to the board. Build the 4 airplanes in the following way, within the player's reach. Place the fuel token in box 14 of the fuel card. The cockpit must be showing facing A. Place the ability token in the box 0 of the ability card. This card displays the pilot's ability and the amount of dice you roll to perform your actions. Leave an action disc next to each airplane and place the airplane meeple on the approximation zone. Leave the rest of the airplanes next to the board with the dices and bombs. Place the deck at one side of the board and draw the first card. If 2 islands appear, position the airplanes and don't keep drawing. But if it's a card, win an island, draw 1 more card. This way, at the beginning of the game, 2 or 3 airplanes may appear. USS Yorktown may be played within a certain time, so you'll need a stopwatch. The game lasts 30 minutes, but this time may vary depending on the difficulty level and the number of players. Player's turn. Each turn is divided into 3 phases. Japan actions. Flip the first card of the deck. Check if the Yorktown is located, and then play the card. The Yorktown is located when the Japanese airplanes fly across a complete archipelago, from an orange island to a red one, through the white lines. For example, in this case, the Yorktown is located, but in this other one, it isn't. If it's located, the Japanese attack. The scouts roll 2 dice. The bombers roll 3 dice, and the fighters roll 4 dice. With 2 matching results in the dice roll, the Yorktown receives an impact. If the dice roll results in a pair of 1s, the airplane is shot down, and no plane is positioned. When this card appears, the Yorktown takes a hit without any dice roll. After performing the attack, place the appropriate type of airplane on the island appearing in the image. There may be 2 Japanese aircrafts at most on each island. If they're already there, the airplane must be moved to the island with the next number. That way, from Island 4, it will go to Island 5. When this happens at Island 10, it will go to Island 1. After this card event, if any, is played. Player's actions. Every player place their actions disc on the card they choose. When everybody has chosen, the actions are performed following the order they prefer. Lots of actions are performed through a continuous dice roll. This means the players may roll as many times as they want until they reach the desired result. But taking into account that the time won't stop, they must be quick and don't delay too much in a single dice roll. The 1 results can't be rolled again. Also, the player will lose a fuel point for each of them. Search. Airplanes can search in orange islands. This action is used to locate the Shoho. The player rolls as many dice as indicated by their ability card, then discard 1 fuel point and take 1 more dice. They also take as many extra dice as allied airplanes are in other orange islands and have chosen the action of searching. The airplanes must be in different islands. If they achieve 3 matching results, the search indicator raises 1 step. If they achieve 4 matching results, it raises 2 steps. When a searching action is performed successfully, the ability of the pilot involved is raised by 1 point. When the search indicator reaches level 3 or higher, the Shoho and the fighters on the 2 cap boxes will be located, and they may be targeted. If the indicator reaches level 5 or 6, the players will have an extra dice to attack, and if it reaches level 7, they will have 2 extra dice. Land, takeoff. There can only be 2 planes on the Yorktown airstrip. So, if an airplane needs to take off and it can't, it loses a turn. If an airplane needs to land and it can't, in addition to losing its turn, it loses 1 fuel point. When taking off, the player chooses if spending 1 fuel point and placing the airplane in an approximation zone, or spending 3 fuel points and placing it on a red island. If there was a Japanese airplane on the red island, the player may perform a lightning attack. Before taking off, the player may take a bomb. In order to do that, put the bomb token in the cockpit card. If the player is carrying a bomb, roll 1 dice less in any action performed. In order to land the airplane, it must be on the approximation zone. If it has 5 or more fuel points, the airplane lands automatically. If not, the player rolls as many dices as indicated by the ability card, and as many extra dices as fuel points left. Then the player performs a continuous dice roll, but in this case, the 1 results are retired but don't consume fuel points. With 3 matching results, the airplane lands safely. With 2 matching results, the airplane crashes. And without any matching results, the airplane crashes and loses 3 ability points. When an airplane crashes, flip the cockpit card to show the B side. If it was already that way, the airplane is removed from the game. This also happens when the airplane runs out of gas and it's still flying over the islands. If this happens and the airplane is not removed, it is placed on the takeoff runway with its fuel tank full. Attack. The airplane attacks Japanese aircrafts within the same island, the fighters in the Cap and the Soho. In order to do that, take as many dices as shown on the ability card, spend a fuel point, and take an extra dice. Also, take an extra dice for each airplane within the same location that is chosen to attack, and the extra dice showed by the search indicator if the target is the Cap or the Soho. To shoot down a bomber, you need 2 matching results, and it grants 1 ability point. 1 scout needs 3 matching results, and it grants 2 ability points. In order to shoot down a fighter, you need 4 matching results, and it grants 3 ability points. When the search indicator reaches level 3 or higher, and the airplane is on an orange island, it may attack the Cap. If it wants to attack the Soho, it also needs to be carrying a bomb. When attacking the Soho, the player rolls the dice less for each fighter in the Cap. The player attacking the Soho discards a bomb token and performs a continuous dice roll. With 4 matching results, the Soho takes 1 hit and the airplane is granted with 1 ability point. With 5 matching results, the Soho takes 2 hits and the player earns 2 ability points. And with 6 matching results, the Soho is destroyed. Move. There are 3 options when moving. Spending 1 fuel point. The airplane flies to another island through the connecting lines. Spending 3 fuel points. The airplane is able to fly up to 2 islands as long as there are no Japanese airplanes on the first one. Spending 1 fuel point, the airplane may return to the approximation zone of the Yorktown without going through the islands occupied by Japanese aircraft. At the end of the movement, in an island with Japanese airplanes, the player can perform a lightning attack. In order to do that, they must roll the dice indicated by the ability card without any type of bonus. At the end of a movement in an approximation zone with 0 fuel, the player rolls the dice indicated by the ability card to perform an emergency landing. Players win the game if the Soho takes a 3rd hit and it's destroyed. Players lose if they run out of time, if the Yorktown takes a 3rd hit, or if every Allied airplane is destroyed. And that's it for today. Immerse yourselves in history with 1942 USS Yorktown, an intense game where you'll feel as real pilots. See you!